What is going on, good people of YouTube? I'm ImJslay. Thank you so much for joining me, and wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. Today we're playing some Madden 21, but before we get into it, if you enjoy the content, leave a like rating, and if you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. If you missed our previous video, I'll leave a link in the description of this video for you to go check it out. In it, I show you video proof of exactly why I believe Marcus Peters is the best cornerback in the game. So you want to build a 49ers and a Ravens theme team? Well, for today's video, I am going to show you exactly how I have done that. Now, before I hop in and go through the team, where I've got it, offense, defense, special teams, my team strategy, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I was able to get enough coins to get this, right? A couple of videos ago, I made a video showing how I spent $20 on the game and I opened the exclusive offer packs that you get from leveling up. Other than buying the game, $20 is the only amount of money that I have spent so far. So I would not be able to have as good of a 49ers and Ravens theme team had I not done that. I'll leave a card in the top right hand corner for you to go check that video out. $20 if that's what you're going to spend on the game. I'm not saying go spend $20, but if you're going to spend money on the game, $20 is going to go a long way, and those exclusive offer packs are the packs you want to buy that are going to guarantee you a set amount. In my case, and your case too, you should be able to get about 900,000 coins, so it's better to do those. You're going to get that set amount, as opposed to going and buying random packs and random bundles to where you don't necessarily know exactly what you're going to get, right? So go check that video out. That will kind of lay the groundwork for how I was able to, in addition to obviously just, grinding the game, right? I can actually only play the game really 2 days a week. The other 5 days, I'm working, so I'll hop on just to do my daily challenges, to make a video. But other than that, I'm really only grinding the game a couple days a week. So we've got an 89 overall by, playing that amount. And then by, spending that $20 that we've got on the game, so we've been really efficient, I feel, so far with what we've been able to do. But without further ado, having said all that, I'm going to go ahead and hop right in and just kind of show you the team, who we've got at certain positions, and I'm also going to show you some alternatives that you could put at other positions, if, for example, you don't want to use Reggie Bush at halfback, right? Who can you put at that position to kind of make up for not using Reggie Bush? That might be a bad example because he's probably, other than Barry Sanders, who's going to be a little more expensive, he's probably the best running back that you could put for a 49ers or Ravens theme team, but you get what I'm saying, right? So let's start with the offensive line. The left guard and center, you can put whoever you want to. At the center position, I've got Alex Mack and Joe Thuney at the left guard position. Once again, you can put whoever you want to there. Excuse me. I was looking at other centers other than Alex Mack, and I mean, honestly, man, he kind of serves the purpose. I've got a power-up pass on him right now. Actually, no, I just recently bought his card for like $11K, and I switched the power-up 82 to 84 power-up pass to someone else on the team. I can't exactly remember who that was right now. I'll remember in a second. But yeah, I was able to do that. So he's pretty cheap, right? And he plays well. He's a good run blocker, not the best pass blocker. Joe Thuney at left guard. Once again, you can put whoever you want to there. But these two cards are pretty solid. The only options that you would really have right now that would be viable, and they're not even really viable. I don't believe there's anybody that's viable for a left guard. Ryan Jensen, who used to be a Ravens center, is an 81 overall. I mean, you could put him there. He would really just kind of serve as a backup option, right? As you can see, we've got Ben Garland at the backup option, Bradley Bozeman at the left guard backup option, right? So these are kind of interchangeable here. Your backups. Basically, just kind of throw whoever you want to there that's cheap. They're not going to see the field, right? So it really doesn't matter. But let's come to the actual impact players on the offensive line now. Depending on how much coins you have, we obviously have a pretty good amount. I was able to sell Jerome Baker and his power-up. I completed that team standout set. Was able to make about 300K, so I had a good bit of coins left over. So we went ahead and purchased Trent Williams. We went ahead and purchased Orlando Brown. Up until yesterday, I had Mike McGlinchey's 86 overall superstar MVP and Ronnie Stanley starting at left tackle, and they were serviceable. They did really well, so you don't necessarily need to spend another 100K for Trent Williams, 100K for Orlando Brown to get them in those positions. Now, Orlando Brown, let's take a look. because I can't exactly remember. Didn't mean to click on that, but I can't exactly remember the actual ability that it is. It's not Edge Protector. It is, there we go. He gets Secure Protector, which is a 2 ability point. Edge Protector is only 1, but Secure Protector just gives him stronger protection versus quicker block shed moves. So this is going beyond just the elite edge rushers, which is what the regular edge Protector does, which is kind of, you know, giving him a little more better pass blocking against more rushers, right? Trent Williams, we've got Secure Protector on him. Ronnie Stanley and Mike McGlinchey can both get Secure Protector. So, once again, if you want to just use them as far as if your coin stack, how that looks, they are definitely serviceable and definitely can get the job done. Larry Allen at right guard goes without saying, man. He is the best right guard that you can put at for any position. I didn't touch on Bradley Bozeman. He does have an 84 overall superstar MVP, so that's actually better than 81 overall Ryan Jensen, right? Go figure. Why I would not think of that, but he's okay, right? I mean, he's not great. As I say that, we've got an 84 overall center in Alex Mack, but just looking at his stats, man, if you can get a better left guard at that position, they're going to do a lot better. Alex Mack, while he lacks a lot in pass blocking, he's one of the better run blocking centers in the game, even at an 84 overall. Let's come to the tight end position, and this is where you have some finagling that you can do. I currently have Mark Andrews, right? So one thing I haven't touched on is your scheme is going to depend on a lot of where, what players you put at a particular position. I use the trips tight end formation, so I need to have a tight end apprentice so I can get those extra hot routes. I had Jermichael Finley recently. He's not a Raven or a 49er. He's a Packer, right? However, you can see him at level 60. Mark Andrews just had a power-up release. If you did not do those challenges in the power-ups, go to the challenges. You could do that, and you can actually pick from a power-up from recent power-ups that just recently released. I picked Mark Andrews. I also hit MUT level 60, as I mentioned just a second ago, and just got my 89 to 90 overall power-up pass. This card's going for about $400K on the auction house right now, so I was able to sell Jermichael Finley for about $140K. And I was able to upgrade Mark Andrews all the way up. I put my 68, 81 overall power-up pass for his like 79 overall item. And then I used the 89 to 90 overall power-up pass on him to get him up to 92 overall. So he has tight end apprentice. He's a lot faster than Jermichael Finley. Yeah, just a solid option, right? If you're running that Ravens theme team, why not? Why not throw him on there, right? But he is interchangeable. You can use, prior to Mark Andrews, I had Jermichael Finley. You could use him. You could also use Vernon Davis was just recently released, right? He actually hasn't come into the game just yet. You guys are seeing this on Saturday. This is Friday afternoon. He has not been released just yet. But Vernon Davis is going to get tight end apprentice. So you could use, him. He is a 49er. You can interchange him. He's going to be super expensive, though, right? I mean, maybe when we were talking Mark Andrews, about the same price. But you could throw that power-up pass on Mark Andrews to whereas Vernon Davis is a 92 overall. You can't do that. And his power-up is probably going to be $200-300K, right? So, nonetheless, man, got some wiggle room there. We've got Jordan Reed and Nick Boyle as backups. Once again, the backups, I'm not going to touch on them too much. They're interchangeable. These can differ, right? These can differ as you need players in certain areas, right? All right, let's come down to the skill positions. Let's hit the fullback. Not really a skill position, but so fullback. The cool thing about these two fullbacks, Juszczyk and Patrick Ricard, Juszczyk actually used to be on the Ravens, so you could use him as a Ravens player or 49ers player. I've got him at the 49ers. I've got Pat Ricard at the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, my favorite player in the game. I love Lamar Jackson. He's been my quarterback since Madden 20. Obviously, he gets Ravens chems, and when you're using that theme team, it is important for your quarterback to kind of match up for your theme team, right? Just because of all the upgrades and attributes that they're going to get. So Lamar Jackson was a no-brainer at that. Jimmy Garoppolo serves as the backup, 73 overall, doesn't matter. So Mike Vick's off the team, right? No longer are we using the right-handed, left-handed quarterback, interchangeably, right? Reggie Bush, I mentioned, this is the best running back other than Barry Sanders, right? Barry Sanders can get any chemistry in the game, any team chemistry, so you could put Ravens or 49ers on him, whatever you want to do. But we got Reggie Bush. If you missed what I did to get Reggie Bush, actually, I didn't post that video because, unfortunately, they only had the challenges for the 50 to where you could get a number. I believe you could get like maybe 10 to 11 the 50 cards, the 81 overalls to put into the sets. But basically you could create Reggie Bush, which is what I did. I ended up creating him, unlocked his power-up, unlocked his full item, and then went ahead and powered him up, put the 49ers chemistry on him. Go to the 50 sets. You can actually see all of those players. We're on week 4, I believe, right now of those players. Go to those sets, and you can see exactly how to create them. It's going to be a lot more difficult and a lot more expensive now because, like I said, those challenges that you could do initially to unlock a lot of 50 players, the 81 overalls that you need to go into these sets, you can't do them anymore, right? So you're only going to get, one card every week when they release them, and then you're going to have to go buy them, unfortunately, or you're going to have to create them, which you can do by using, using those 66 to 68 overall cards, upgrading them to the 70 overalls, then upgrading those to the 76 to 77 overalls, and then upgrading them to the 81 overalls to put into the sets, right? So it's going to take a while. It took me about 3 weeks, but we got Reggie. Raheem Mostert, cool thing about him is he can be used as a Raven or a 49er, so you can put a backup at a particular position and switch his chemistry around as you need to. And then Jerick McKinnon rounding it out. Andre Johnson, so he never played for the Ravens, but he's the level master, and you can put whatever chemistry in the game you want to on him. So we've got Ravens chemistry on him. You could put 49ers on him, just depending on what you want to do. Jerry Rice, so the cool thing about this card is while he's not the fastest, he does get slot apprentice. So this is a 49ers wide receiver that gets slot apprentice. That's not as expensive as we come over to Steve Smith's card here, who also gets slot apprentice. He is a Ravens player, but you can see we don't have his full item here. So we've got Jerry Rice's full item. I think I bought it for about 100K. His power up, you can get Jerry Rice's power up by doing the legend challenges, just like you can get Steve Smith's power up. So you don't need to spend the 15 to 20K that these power ups are. And you can just go do the challenges, and it's going to allow you to unlock those power-ups, and then you can just power them up. So while I'll eventually get Steve Smith's full item, I don't have it just yet. I've got him power up to 90 overall. He's at 91 with his chem boosts, but he's eventually, once I get that 92 overall card, he is going to get slot apprentice, and then I could put that on him because he actually is going to be a better option given his speed than Jerry Rice. But Jerry Rice, being slot apprentice, just takes your offense to the next level. Gets 4 additional hot routes. They're pretty awesome hot routes. And yeah, that's basically just how you kind of want to, use these legends to get those power-ups without having to spend the money on them. Willie Snead, Miles Boykin, backups there. Once again, those are interchangeable. Okay, so now we're on the defensive side of the ball. We'll start with the linebackers. First, that middle linebacker, Sam Mills. Once again, he can be used for any chemistry, any team chemistry in the game. I've got him as a Ravens player. You could put 49ers if you wanted to as well. In Madden 20, I chose Patrick Queen as my rookie superstar, and you get that card in Madden 21. So if you played that game, I don't even have to buy this card, right? Every time he gets an upgrade, he just got a Team of the Week item. Every time he gets an upgrade, my Rookie Premier card is going to get that same upgrade. So if you did that, awesome, man. Way to go. I knew I was going to build my team around Ravens in Madden 21, so that's why I did that. If you didn't, go ahead and get this card. It's got 88 speed with all the chemistries and everything. So at middle linebacker, we are flying around the ball. Fred Warner, so I don't have his 89 overall team standout card just yet. I will be getting that at some point, but it's too expensive right now. I did do the team standout challenges, and as you'll see in a second, I got Chuck Clark at free safety, and I'll kind of go over why. But once I get that, I'll have 3 incredibly awesome middle linebackers that can be utilized in our 3-3-5 scheme without maybe necessarily having to bring a safety down to play one of the linebacker spots. Fred Warner's a little slower, but his zone coverage is unmatched through pretty much any linebacker in the game right now. On the outside, I don't use these players at all. They are only on the kickoff team, and if I run maybe like a bear package, Adalius Thomas might get out on the field, but Zadarius Smith, Matthew Judon, Adalius Thomas, Dre Greenlaw. Now, I will touch on Adalius Thomas real quick. If you use 3-4, if you try to get a lot of pressure if you use a 4-3 and want to use Adalius Thomas as a down lineman, you can actually put a chemistry on him to make him a left or a right end, I believe, but definitely one of the other. But once you get his team Diamonds card, he goes all the way up to a 90 overall, going to be 91, with all the chemistries, and he's a solid edge rusher. You don't want to use him dropping back into coverage, which is what I use my linebackers for predominantly, so that's why he doesn't really play too much. If I did want to switch some things around, and I say maybe wanted to, down here you can see Calais Campbell, maybe I wanted to downgrade him, upgrade Adalius Thomas, and use him at the left end position, I could do that. I haven't done that right now, obviously, but that is an option, right? So, but Adalius Thomas, this is a pretty solid card. One card that you may not see up here that you could utilize that I would recommend is the legend Ricky Jackson. Once again, to get his power up, just do the challenge. Go through, win that game. You'll get Ricky Jackson's power up. Don't go buy it. But you could put a 49ers chemistry on him. He could be at the left outside linebacker position. Decent when it comes to dropping into coverage, but he's also a pretty good rush linebacker too. His full legend card is going to be quite expensive, so you may want to go the route of getting his power up and then using training to power him up to say the 90 overall mark, and just kind of go from there, right? But that, to my knowledge, is kind of the best, overall 49ers Ravens linebacker situation. Let's come to the D-line now. So, Justin Smith, this dude is phenomenal, right? He was kind of expensive, but I was actually able to get his power up when it was going for only about 20K, which recently in the past couple of days, I've seen it back up to like 45, 50K. I also got his Team Diamond card for about 98K, which I've seen it for about 120, 130K, recently. So we were able to get it pretty cheap. And this card is awesome. You can put edge threat, just like Adalius Thomas. I didn't mention, you can put edge threat on him as well. I don't have any abilities on Justin Smith. Bryant Young, I've also got his power up. I haven't powered him up just yet. The card plays really well how it is right now, and I don't want to use the 3,500 in training that it is to power this card up, but this is a solid D tackle. DeForest Buckner, when I do come out and have 4 down linemen, which is very rare, but if I do come out and have 4 down linemen, DeForest Buckner, I have an 85 to 86 overall power up pass on him. I just had one sitting around. Nobody else really could benefit from it. Nobody else that I have really could use it, so I threw it on DeForest Buckner, and it's working out pretty well when I put 4 down linemen out. And then Calais Campbell. I like my D linemen to pretty much be those kind of run-stopping, power-rushing type D linemen that can take on multiple blockers. And Calais Campbell is definitely one of those. Can't wait for this dude to get an upgrade. You can see he's playing out of position. We've got the chemistry on him, though, to where, my other chemistries, my team chemistry, and then the power run chemistry. I'm not power run. The run stuff chemistry is still activated, and he's still at an 88 overall, even playing out of position, so that's pretty awesome. Now let's come to the corners and the safeties. So let's start with the safeties. So we've got Eric Weddle. It was unbeknownst to me until I actually got this card that he actually played for the Ravens. I completely forgot about that. He's playing up to a 91 overall. One of the best zone safeties that is in the game right now. I guess I didn't touch on my backups down here. Once again, these are all interchangeable, right? Nick Bosa, eventually he's going to get an upgrade. He's going to be a pretty solid end for us that maybe we could replace Justin Smith with. Michael Pierce played for the Ravens, plays for the Vikings now, opted out. He's not going to get much of an upgrade. Brandon Williams, he's going to be a clogger in the middle. Maybe eventually down the road we could get him up to where he's our, clogging defensive tackle. And then Eric Armstead, very similar situation. These guys are all interchangeable. To my knowledge, I may insert something at the end. I believe that this is the best kind of overall defensive line setup that you can get, for this team right now. Jimmy Ward, the backup free safety, right? Once again, just throw whoever you want to in there. You could throw one of the Ravens backup safeties in there also. And then the power-up challenge brought us Taylor Mays, so we didn't have to spend, his power-up was going for like 300K a couple days ago. It's going for about 45K right now, but I was just able to do the challenge, and I picked Taylor Mays' power-up. I don't have his full item right now. I don't want to spend 370K on it. I've got him powered up to 90 overall, and he's playing really, really well for me. He has the 49ers chemistry. He is actually my middle linebacker in my 3-3-5, so I use Taylor Mays in the middle, Sam Mills at the left outside linebacker, and Patrick Queen at the right outside linebacker. Occasionally, Fred Warner will be in the game. Honestly, that's just if I forget to sub Patrick Queen in. But when Fred Warner is in the game, he still plays really well. But that's Taylor Mays' role. The reason I have Taylor Mays there is because I have Chuck Clark as my strong safety. He just suits us better. He's got great speed. I had Jaquaski Tart there, and for a coin perspective, saving on coins, that is an awesome card. It's only 86 overall, but it's really, really good, and it was playing really well for me, up until I got Chuck Clark. But Chuck Clark's a very solid card. Baltimore Ravens strong safety, good in zone coverage. That's what my safeties are going to be doing. They're going to be playing that deep zone. They're going to be playing that the curl flat, right? So solid card. I'm toying with using Dion Sanders at this position, though. Dion Sanders is not in the lineup right now, but I am toying with plugging him in as a corner, powering him up, not getting his full legend item, but powering up to 90 overall, and then using him as my safety. He is not very good as a press cornerback, but throw him at safety with the speed, the change of direction, the zone coverage. I think he could be pretty solid there. So haven't done that, but I'm toying with that idea. Now at the corner position, Dre Bly, former 49ers corner. We've got him powered all the way up. We've got one step ahead on him. Aeneas Williams is my slot corner right now. If I didn't do that with Dion Sanders and I ended up powering him up, I would probably actually put Dion Sanders as my slot corner. Aeneas makes some plays, but he's just so inconsistent, and it's frustrating because he's a team captain. Eventually, he is going to be, pretty solid, I do feel, but he's lacking in some areas. The other team captains you can use are Eddie George, so you can put any chemistry on him. If you didn't want to use Reggie Bush, you could put him on a Ravens, on a 49ers chemistry and have him as running back. Drew Bennett, you could do the exact same thing. So if you didn't want to use Steve Smith or Jerry Rice, you could do the same thing for Drew Bennett. I didn't want to do that because then I'd have two wide receivers as my level master and my team captain. So I just didn't want to do that. And then Leroy Glover. So if you didn't want to spend the $135K on Bryant Young, maybe you had a corner that was, a little cheaper, maybe a little better than Aeneas Williams, you could go that route. I just thought that this fit my team the best, right? So those are some options you can do as far as team captains goes. The best corner in the game, hands down, don't at me, Marcus Peters. 91 overall. I've got one step ahead on him. I've got medium route KO. So when he's in man coverage, he's locked down. He does get beat. He doesn't have the best press. So if Tyrone Calico's out there, there's a solid wide receiver that's got good release off the ball. He is going to go by Marcus Peters. That's his only downside. Everything else, you saw the video. Dude had 4 picks for me that one game. Was throwing dudes around like they were little 5-year-old babies. Like it was absolutely nothing. Marcus Peters, Ravens cornerback, best cornerback in the game. Don't at me. Jalen Ramsey. So he's out there in case Aeneas Williams just decides to go wet the bed, right? You could put somebody else here, though. This is a Rams player. This is not a 49er. This is not a Raven. This is a Rams player, so you could put someone else here. Eventually, this card will be able to go into Jalen Ramsey's power-up, in which case then I'm going to have a pretty solid corner core. But nonetheless, you don't need to use him. And then Marlon Humphrey, so he's our 5th cornerback at 87 overall. That's saying something right there. But this card just, if you're on a budget and you're at a lower overall, definitely Marlon Humphrey is going to make some plays for you, but, he's not going to be the best, right? Dion Sanders, once again, is another option. Nnamdi Asomugha played for the 49ers, another good option, another solid option. I know I'm missing some. I know I missed a linebacker, Patrick Willis. He just recently got released into the game. If you don't have Patrick Queen, maybe you don't want to use Fred Warner because he's too slow, and you got the coins, Patrick Willis, probably the best linebacker in the game right now. At the corner position, I think that's for the most part everybody. Nnamdi Asomugha, like I said, would be a very, very solid option if you've got the coins to spend on his power up and on his full 50 item. But nonetheless, man, that's the offense, that's the defense. Special teams, Mitch Wishnowski's at punter, Justin Tucker's at our kicker. If you want to use a Morton Anderson who has higher kick power, who could kick those longer field goals. You could put Morton at the kickoff specialist right here, so you still get Justin Tucker's team chemistry. And then you could substitute in Morton Anderson when you go to do your kick field goals. I just don't want to spend the coins on that right now. But you could do the power-up for Morton Anderson in the Legends power-up challenges to do that. Steve Smith's our kick returner at this point. No chemistries for there. No chemistries added for here. This is just, who we've got at, third down running back, power running back, slot, rush left in, right in, so on and so forth. Team strategy. So these are pretty important as well. Unless it is the items that you got when you initially got the game, those base items from your favorite team, those aren't going to add chemistries to your team. These will. So we've got 3 additional Ravens chemistries right here and 1 additional 49ers chemistry as well. So these are going to add to your team as well. So if you want to use a better card at free safety, than Eric Weddle. I mean, there's maybe not many out there, but if you want to use a better card at whatever position, these can help substitute for that, just like the backups can, right? So you can kind of always interchange those as you go. And then our team visuals here. But let's just show you the chemistries. So we need one more Ravens player. Once again, I could put Jalen Ramsey. I could substitute him for Dion Sanders, but haven't powered him up just yet. 27 out of 30 go deep, 26 out of 30 lockdown, 25 out of 30 49ers. So you want to at least get 25 out of 30. The reason you want to do that, the 25 threshold gives you that +1 speed. So once you get 25, every single player that's a 49er, every single player that's a Raven is going to get that +1 speed. So it goes a long way, I can promise you that. 10 power run, 12 run stuff. Run stuff we use for our D linemen, and the lockdown we use for our linebackers and our safeties. Go deep I've got on all of my skilled positions, and then my tackles, and then power run I've got on my guards. So that's obviously interchangeable as well. Do with that as you may. You can see we do have 10 ability points that I've used. I believe I covered all of those. Reggie Bush has backfield master and second win. Lamar Jackson has roaming deadeye and the one that allows you to throw faster. I'm not going to click on it. I guess I could, but the one that allows you to throw faster when you're under pressure, whatever that is. I'm going to take these abilities off Sam Mills and Patrick Queen. They have mid-zone KO. I haven't really seen them do too much, so I'm going to have 2 ability points that I can use somewhere else. Secure tackler on Taylor Mays, and then I covered the abilities for Dre Bly and Marcus Peters, and that is the video. Hopefully it's not going to be 26 minutes, but I think it just might. But I know it was a lot. I wanted to kind of be involved and thorough with it. And this is something that I might actually do kind of a split theme team series, right? So in this case, we did 49ers and Ravens. Down the road, maybe I start to do these more regularly where we bring you 2 teams and I go through some of the players that you need to put on those teams. That's something that might be in the works. Who knows? But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like rating. It helps me out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. I'm ImJslay. I'm signing out today. I'll catch you all on my next video.